This is becoming more than a simple conspiracy now. Too many people are starting to talk about it, and it's apparent there is more to this story than a lot of people think. A lot of viewers on this channel have asked me to make a video on this subject, so finally I've come to it that, another person with pretty decent credibility has said something about it. So this story involves yet another mention of LeBron James, let's say boosting himself, if you know what I mean. I will let you listen to Ric Bucher himself recently talk about this in one of his recent podcasts. But just let me kind of go and bring up where all this talk started so everyone knows what this is about. I'm not accusing LeBron of actually doing anything, but just showing you people in the NBA circles that have mentioned it and insinuated he might be doing something that he shouldn't or is unfair. That's all. You can say LeBron had such a long career and was never really caught doing anything, so it must mean that whatever I'm about to say and whatever these people talk about is not true. But then you look at Lance Armstrong, the cyclist that won multiple Tour de France races, had a 20-year career, started his professional career in 1992 and retired in 2011. And after his retirement in 2012, an investigation concluded he was using PEDs throughout his career. Nobody knows exactly how long. There was speculation about him boosting for the second half of his career pretty much all the way through. Now, as I said before, he had a great 20-year career, won multiple races, and had the allegations follow him because people just saw that there was something off and he was outperforming everyone like no one has ever done before. Now, looking at LeBron's career, he's been physically doing things which were unimaginable to previous players and still are to this day. Great physical specimens couldn't do what he does. The first person to mention anything about LeBron in this regard was Chael Sonnen. I'm not going to say what he said, but I'm going to let you watch a clip of him saying it so you hear it directly from him. Take a look.
I need to call LeBron a dork, though.
Well, what did LeBron do? LeBron had done something to me. And he was coming to UFC fights and he wasn't doing autographs. And it was just one of these things that rubbed me the wrong way. And he and I have one thing in common. We use the same drug dealer to buy our EPO. And I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, there's performance-enhancing drugs, and they'll come out and try to tell you those are bad. Performance and enhancing are good terms. You can pin that on me all you want. If there's something out there that can make you better, I'm not going to lie about it like a lot of other people are. And it was a big deal. It's like LeBron. To explain where you got to understand, I grew up through the Hulk Hogan era. I'm taking my vitamins and I'm doing my push-ups every night and I'm flexing in the mirror for 10 years and I can't put on any muscle. Like, Hulk, why didn't you say you were taking anabolic steroids? Like, I did the prayers, I did I would have done the steroids. Yeah. Why didn't you include that?
Is there validity to your story with the same drug dealer? Is that actually accurate? Straight up.
Specific, but it's a wonderful drug. See, this is what, but
guys, it's good.
It's a legal medicine.
So Sonnen said on multiple occasions, it's not only here, that he said that LeBron and him have the same guy that supplies them with whatever they are supposedly using. He said it on his own podcast before, and he said it here on PBD as well. You just heard it. Now, if only one person had mentioned it, especially Sonnen, that doesn't really have deep connections into the NBA, I don't think anyone would ever bat an eye on this. But then came Kevin Garnett. Now, Kevin Garnett is an ex-NBA superstar that was very athletic and had a great 21-year career in the NBA. During one of his podcasts, Kevin Garnett alluded to LeBron being on something, so take a listen for yourself.
Bronny get a bucket on Bron right now?
Yeah, he can get a bucket on Bron right now.
Nope.
Nah, he can get a bucket on
Bron
Dad right
averaging
now.
25.
No, I didn't say he ain't. I don't care what he's doing, but he ain't sliding, playing at that all defensive level.
25? Nah. Lord, 25? You still, Lord, he dunking?
Man, come on. That little dude explosive, bro.
He is, but you seen his dad? His dad on that balcony. He on that new juice. He ain't sliding like he used to.
Now, Kevin Garnett alludes to something and he says the new juice, that he's using the new juice. And Sonnen said something similar, that whatever they use is something new that is supposedly somewhat legal, but very expensive and very hard to get. So both of these guys seem to be saying a similar thing here. So now we come to the recent clip from Ric Bucher, which I promised you in the beginning of the video. Now, Ric is someone who you would normally not have talk about this kind of stuff. He's also not directly saying LeBron is using anything, but he's one of many now hanging around similar circles as LeBron that have connections all over in the NBA and beyond. The comments from Buker are alarming. I think the best thing for you is to actually hear them as he says it himself. So here you go, take a listen.
And if he looked at LeBron and thought, man, he holds the secret, he could have pursued that a long time ago. He didn't need to be a teammate to have that realization if he was going to have it. It's one of the more annoying aspects, I'd say, of the idolatry of LeBron, that he is credited by some as being this sensei that has the answer to all things basketball and that everybody is going to him for the answers. Now, we know for a fact that guys did that with Kobe. I don't know of anybody who has said, yes, I sought out LeBron to find out his secrets. I certainly, look, I appreciate LeBron for what he's done. I just don't make the assumption that everyone wants to be him. And there's also the nagging question about exactly how he's maintained such extraordinary fitness at such a ripe age. Now, whether there's any basis for the speculation, and I think you all know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to voice it because I don't have the means of backing it up. But we all know what the speculation is out there. And I can assure you there's plenty of it privately by players and personnel in the league. Like, I've always thought, maybe it could be. And I've had players and coaches say things to me like they take it for granted. They assume it's true. It always catches me a little off guard. They're just like, oh yeah, that's going on. And look, and it could be jealousy. It could be just wild speculation or gossip, being presented as fact but it's there. And even regardless, it takes a great deal of dedication and discipline to do what LeBron has done with his conditioning all these years, even if he's getting some sort of boost.
Now, after listening to what Buker said, I was very surprised. He literally says he has heard for a long time now from many in the NBA, coaches, trainers, and even other players that suspect that LeBron is using something. And it's generally accepted by a part of the community as pretty much normal. Just thinking about what Buker said, many people in the NBA are actually under the impression that this is happening and are also simply accepting of it. That's crazy to me. True, no one has ever done what LeBron James has been able to do longevity-wise, staying in shape and doing things that he's doing at the age he is, and even with the miles he has put on his body. Less physicality in the NBA game today might have, of course, contributed to his form and overall longevity the way that it is, but to a lot of people in the NBA circles, it's starting to be very suspicious, to say the least. Now, I showed you 3 people with sports and NBA connections that are far-reaching, that are actually somewhat credible. Before Lance Armstrong got convicted of anything, many people suspected for years, but none were sure and none had proof. Then with an investigation, it became apparent. No one is saying LeBron is definitely doing anything he shouldn't be doing. But all are saying something seems very off with that whole situation. One more person I forgot to mention in here was Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock had a whole podcast on this matter as well, so you might go onto his account and try to check it out. Now, let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's possible LeBron might be doing something he shouldn't be doing? Now, please let me know in the comments and like the video, and also please subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.